Genre. Expository text explains the nature of an object or idea. As you read, look for explanations of the nature, the rarity, and the many varied uses of gold. Inglis. Gold by Sarah Inglis. What is gold? Glistening bright yellow. Gold is a heavy metal that is treasured in every country of the world. Almost all metals have a characteristic luster, shininess. That is, they reflect light in a mirror-like way. Gold is special because its luster never fades. That is because gold does not react with air, water, or any ordinary chemical. In other words, it doesn't corrode. Roman coins, masks from ancient Egypt, decorated books from Persia, and other golden treasures from the ancient world shine as brilliantly now as they did the day they were made. Did you know? A desperate dash. In the remains of the ruined city of Pompeii, Italy, archaeologists discovered a dead body that was still clutching a bag of gold. Pompeii was destroyed in AD 79 by an eruption of the volcano Mount Vesuvius. This victim had probably grabbed his precious hoard as he tried to flee a city that was being engulfed by ash and poisonous fumes. Gold excites people all over the world. The gold jewelry that people own is often among their most valued possessions. Melting pots. At room temperature, gold is solid. Gold melts at 1,943 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,062 degrees Celsius. It is often heated to this temperature so that it can be poured into molds. Gold is 19.3 times denser than water and 3 times denser than iron. Density means the mass of a substance that fills a given volume. It is usually measured in grams per cubic meter. So, 1 cubic meter of pure gold is 19.3 times heavier than 1 cubic meter of water. Imagine this. If you could just manage to lift a pail of water, you would need 19 friends to help you lift that pail if it were filled with gold instead. Despite its great density, pure gold is soft enough to cut with a knife. This makes gold the perfect metal for intricate jewelry, artwork, and many industrial components. This gold has been heated until it has melted and is now being poured so that it can be shaped into bars. Did you know? The 49ers. Gold fever swept through California in 1849, the year after traces of the metal were discovered there. More than 100,000 49ers flooded into the area from Europe and the United States, hoping to find their fortune there. The old picture above, from the 1850s, shows prospectors panning for gold during the California Gold Rush. Where gold is found. Gold is extremely rare, which is one of the many reasons why we value it so highly. The proportion of Earth's crust that is made of gold is only 5 billionths. As gold reacts with very few other chemicals, gold prospectors, people who search for gold, usually find it in its pure form. Occasionally, they come across gold that is combined with the metals bismuth, tellurium, or selenium. Prospectors usually extract tiny crystals of gold, just a few millimeters in size. If they are very lucky, they may come across larger lumps of gold, known as nuggets. Gold is most often found in veins of a mineral called quartz. Sometimes it is discovered in loose chunks that pepper sand or gravel. These chunks are called placer deposits. They form when gold breaks free from rocks that have eroded, worn away. Running water, wind, or rain can erode rocks like this over millions of years. Nuggets of gold, such as this, are usually found in veins of the mineral quartz. Often the gold is combined with another precious metal, silver. Many prospectors have been misled by this very believable look-alike for gold. This is not a gold nugget, but a sample of pyrite, a mineral rich in iron and sulfur rather than gold. It is commonly referred to as fool's gold. The leading areas for gold mining include South Africa, Russia, the United States, Canada, Australia, Brazil, and China. The single most productive area is the Transvaal province of South Africa, a country that now produces over a quarter of the world's annual gold production of 3,300 tons. 3,000 tons. Wealth beneath the waves. The oceans, which cover about 3/4 of Earth's surface, contain a much higher proportion of gold than the land. On average, 1 cubic foot, 0.09 meters cubed, of ocean is between 1,000 and 50,000 times more likely to contain gold than 1 cubic foot of Earth's crust. Rich oceans, but poor returns. Some 80 years ago, when people thought that there was more gold in seawater than there really is, German scientist Fritz Haber, 1868 to 1934, was asked to find a way to extract the ocean's gold. His government wanted gold to pay the debts it had built up by the end of World War I, 1914 to 1918. This gold mine is located about 1 hour from Johannesburg in South Africa, and is one of the deepest mines in the world. The gold miner is working several kilometers, 1 kilometer equals 0.62 miles, below ground. Did you know? A riveting story. The design of jeans may well have been perfected during the gold rush of 1849. At that time, people needed hard-wearing trousers with pockets that could safely store nuggets of gold. People made their trousers of rugged denim and put metal rivets around the pockets to ensure that their seams would not break. In fact, the proportion of gold in seawater is a mere 10 parts per trillion, so Haber succeeded only in showing that it would cost more to extract the gold than the gold would be worth. Searching for gold. As traces of gold have been found and used by many ancient civilizations, it is impossible to say who first discovered this metal. But historic treasures and records that survive to this day show that many early peoples had a passion for gold. Cities have been founded, and expeditions and wars started by people scrabbling for more of this precious metal. Early gold prospectors, such as those in Persia and ancient Egypt, probably panned for gold. Using river water, they would wash sand or gravel through a sieve. Any lumps of gold would be left behind in their sieve for them to collect. Over the centuries, people have also developed the technology to dig gold out of solid rock. In the 16th century, the Spanish invaders of South America used slave labor to mine vast amounts of gold, changing the world economy forever. The population of states such. This astronaut's tether is his lifeline. It contains strands of gold that are guaranteed never to corrode. That means the tether should not snap and cause the astronaut to drift off into space. As Nevada mushroomed in the 19th century as people rushed there to exploit newly discovered reserves of gold. Gold mining is still big business, especially in South Africa. Today, gold prospectors use satellite technology and chemical rock analysis to search for new reserves. They can blast gold from rock using high-pressure water. They can even extract gold economically from low-grade ores, rocks that contain very small amounts of the metal. Gold can be dissolved from these rocks using the chemical potassium cyanide. Precious properties. Gold catches our eye and is attractive to many people because it shines so brilliantly. People also like it because it is so rare and precious. But gold is valued for more than its scarcity and beauty. It has several other unusual properties that make it a perfect metal for many tasks. Most metals, such as iron and copper, corrode over time. Corrosion happens when a metal combines with another element, usually the gas oxygen in the air, to form a compound that covers the metal surface as a dull film. Gold objects never corrode. That is why they still look new even centuries after they were made. In fact, gold does not react in any way with water, air, and most acids, or with any other common substance. Stamped to show its authenticity, 45% of the world's gold is kept under lock and key in bank vaults as bars of gold bullion. Because it is easy to form gold into elaborate shapes, this precious metal has been used in sacred and important works of art in every region of the world. The example above is a piece of pre-Columbian art. Bend me, shape me. Pure gold is extremely malleable, which means that it is soft enough to bend or beat into many different shapes. You can beat a lump of gold with a hammer, for example, to turn it into a thin, flexible sheet of gold leaf. Gold is also very ductile. This means that it can be easily stretched into extremely fine wire, especially when first softened by heat. Gold is an excellent thermal and electrical conductor. In other words, it lets heat and electricity flow through it very easily. Only silver and copper are more effective conductors of heat and electricity than gold. Gold has these properties because of the way its atoms, the tiny particles that make it up, are arranged. Compared to most metals, gold has atoms that are bonded together very loosely. This means that they are able to slide past each other easily when only a tiny force is applied to them. For instance, when you try to bend or stretch a lump of gold. With so many special properties, it is no wonder that gold can be put to so many different uses. Did you know? A little goes a long way. A cube of gold the size of a plum could be beaten to form a sheet of gold leaf that could cover a tennis court, or it could be stretched to form a wire nearly 2 miles, 3.2 kilometers long. Less than 1/250,000th inch, 1/10,000th millimeter thick, gold leaf can be folded and torn as easily as paper. Meet the author, Sarah Anglis. Sarah Anglis was trained in electroacoustics music and evolutionary robotics. She specializes in creating original sound installations, exhibits, and live performances that mix cutting-edge science with vintage sound technology and little-known stories from the history of science. Included among her installations is a sound piece in the reptile house of the London Zoo, and another in the butterfly house, which responds to the flight of butterflies. She says, when I'm not working with sound, I'm usually dreaming up new exhibits and galleries, digging out facts and stories from archives, editing video for use in theater shows, presenting live events, or writing books and articles on science. Ms. Anglis, the author of numerous hands-on books about science for young people, including those on this page, also plays the musical saw,